Alright, here it goes. Here's one. 90s dancehall revival tour set to engage Caribbean diaspora. 90s dancehall entails Errol Jigsy King, Mr. Easy, Mega Banton, and Lushy Banton. Barker City hopping tour across the eastern American states. DJs are kicking off on Memorial Day weekend in May in North and South Carolina, before into Pennsylvania and New York on June 7 and 8. Quote unquote, the first set of show dates are planned specifically for the tour. However, more and more persons have been called to check on potential dates for their cities, promoter Kenton Cole told the Gleaner. Cole of Cadency Promotions says that the main goal of the tour is to recreate what made the 90s the most prominent era in dancehall to date. Quote unquote, we want to leave a Caribbean diaspora a lasting desire to reconnect with the sounds and feel of that era. Hopefully this will help to influence the next generation of dancehall lovers to seek out not only new releases, but that music which has lasted for generations, he said. Also, for this to happen on the local stage, the current crop of artists must recognize the impact that dancehall has on the other music genres across the globe. According to Drive Me Crazy entertainer, Mr. Easy, the Tri-States area has played a major role in launching international career. Quote unquote, with all the ethnic states that live in the Tri-State area, dancehall has been exposed to a diverse number of cultures and in turn, the countries, Mr. Easy said. He continued, once a dancehall artist makes states like those of the East Coast on the East Coast straight to Toronto comes easier. Trust me, if anything, I'm happy for it is that I'm part of the area where massive support has been received. Mega Banton shared the same sentiment. The mission is to revive 90s dancehall in the US, he says. Once an entertainer has a line log, never heard that term of classic hit songs performed for fans, he or she will remain relevant. Talking from my own experience as a recording artist, I still have fans worldwide who have stuck with me and remained loyal to the movement. They deserve a treat to see artists from their favorite era perform. Banton, who has been consistently touring places such as Japan, Africa, and Germany, performed last February in Jigsy King and Spragga Bands in New York City, a performance that received overwhelming response and gave birth to the idea of hosting a tour. Quote, as for what to expect, the fans who are coming know exactly what to expect, but for the first timers, the package speaks for itself, as all the artists of our generations will bring the fire, Banton said. Alright, I says big up sorry man, any of these parts of the states though I'd love to have gotten a ticket to see this tour, because 90s dancehall music for me was I won't say it's like not knocking current dancehall, but like I grew up in the 90s listening to dancehall and other forms of music, and so many artists from that days I remember, like especially like Mr. Easy, Mega Banton, Jigsy King, Spragga Benz, Bojo, Bounty Beanie. I could go on and on, but all the 90s dancehall acts that I'm a fan of. But it sounds very interesting. I had to do a recording on this. Hopefully someone who goes to this tour, who buys ticket to this tour, hopefully, or in the cities when these guys are performing. Hopefully, I post it on YouTube. I love to see some of the clips, but that sounds like, yeah, it'd be a very interesting to go to. And I say it as someone who was a fan of 90s dancehall, so I had to do this recording, and hope that help all these guys do well. Cause like I said, like a lot of the songs, a lot of the lyrics from the 90s, really top notch, and it's just that. And I'm not knocking current dancehall, but it's too much of the dancehall music nowadays. Most a lot of music nowadays is just more formulaic and watered down. We need to turn to the era, especially in the 80s and 90s, where there's more originality and creativity. And this tour sounds like it's helping to do that. So, much power to these guys, and wish them all the best. Let's go and stay to Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check out my other YouTube pages, Maz Gusinfer, Maz's Productions.